This right here, that is the paper where everything that I have put in the last 2 months has finally come to fruition. Now I know 2 months doesn't sound like a long time, but listen, when you're grinding and when you're working towards a goal every single day, this is the start of making that goal and that dream a reality. What's up, guys? Welcome to a very quick video that I wanted to make because I've been updating you guys on the trucking business. And of course, that's going to become a main staple of this channel as well as we progress down through the time. But wanted to jump on and show you guys that this piece of paper right here, this is the approval of my MC and my DOT numbers. And if you don't know what that is, basically those are the numbers that you are required to have as an owner-operator of a truck to be able to travel either interstate or interstate and be able to deliver cargo and or goods for profit. So this letter just came from the FMCSA just a few days ago, and we have officially been approved. Now, approval is great, but that does not mean we're active yet. We still have some steps yet to be done, and I'll put those steps up here on the screen so you guys can see what we have left. But not too much to go. Insurance and truck are going to be the two biggest expenses that we still have yet to go. I've also decided that I'm not buying a truck now. I'm going to wait. The trucks are pretty expensive. You know, you're looking between $40,000 to $60,000. And the funds right now aren't there for that purchase, that type of purchase. And I don't want to take out a loan and be that far in the hole starting out. So I've decided to go the rental route. I've been in contact with various distributors and think I found a truck rental company that works for me and what I'm looking to do. Aside from the rental, we have the insurance, and then everything else is just simple. Drug testing, BOC3, ELD, equipment, physical, simple stuff. So my goal is to be really on the road by the beginning of May, because once I get my authorization, which is still another 15 to 20 days away, that's when I can get on the road. But if you remember from the previous video, talked about how we have a cruise coming up, and then we also have our in-laws coming in, and then we are going to Tucson, Arizona. So with those things in the mix, that probably doesn't allow time to be able to really devote to the business of getting on the road and being, trucking. So that's why I say May. Now, what I wanted to say about this whole thing real quick, and just a moment of transparency, a moment of authenticity, a moment of motivation potentially is, guys, I have always been the type of guy to just whatever it is that I want to do, I do. Truthfully, that's why I have not worked a regular job in 7 or 8 years, because I wanted to be able to make money doing what I loved to do. Some of those have been lucrative. Some of them have been a lot of fun, where the funds haven't necessarily came out of it, such as racing, right? Racing, grade A, amazing, most fun I've ever had in my life. Made really good money, but in order to do that, you had to spend a lot of money. So one of those things that was extremely fun, but extremely expensive at the same time. Media was extremely time consuming, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I still do it on the side for just creative projects. And of course, now we're all in on YouTube and doing this as basically a full-time job as well now. So that has been a venture that has made me a lot of money and also made me time, which has been great. And by that, I mean allowing myself the time to be able to travel around the country and explore while still being able to make money and create and edit and, make projects happen. So that's been wonderful. Real estate is literally the entire reason I'm getting into trucking. And that leads to this last point that I want to make. So a lot of people have been asking, why trucking and how did you come up with this? I've always been into cars. My whole life. I've been in cars since I've been a little kid. I grew up around cars. My grandpa was an avid mechanic, one of the best mechanics you'll ever meet, owned a mechanic shop. Not only that, taught college classes on how to be an auto mechanic, and also used to race NASCAR back in the day. So growing up around cars and racing, I started driving when I was like 6. Literally, I'd sit on his lap and I'd drive down to trailer court by my mom's house and drive. And then I learned how to operate the pedals. Started driving stick shortly after that. Driving is one of the best things that I do in this life. There's few God-given talents that we have when we're born. Driving is one of those things. So I've always been into driving. Obviously, when I decided my first business, which was Z Company Racing, when I decided that I wanted to start that full time, I did. So when I was driving to the track, when I was driving all over the country, that required myself, the race car on the trailer, and the truck and trailer. It was at that point I was like, wow, not only do I love racing, but I just love driving in general. Like I couldn't get enough of a diesel engine with the power and the torque of towing a trailer and a car behind you, yet it doesn't even feel like anything. You're traveling up the Rocky Mountains and you feel like you're a feather, and the sound of the turbo and just the power was intoxicating. So that kind of led me into, man, I could totally see myself trucking one day because it's something I want to do. So then after racing ended, which of course, as I've said before, I want to get back into racing professionally again at some point. But the cost of that is extremely high. So in order to do that, I have to be able to raise the money to go race again. So that's one of the big reasons I try new things and I focus on new projects. So once racing was over, we got into media. Media funded racing, and then I went all in on media. Then media, of course, led me to the latest venture, which is real estate. So real estate is the ultimate passive income that will build you a net worth that you did not even know was possible without real estate. And real estate is kind of the whole idea behind everything that I'm doing now, where it's leading me to all these other adventures. So real estate is quite expensive. Obviously, it's not a cheap project. It requires cash flow. It requires constant money, but it's actually not as expensive as racing, believe it or not. But the passive income that comes from it is just second to none. So here we are, and I'm like, okay, I want to purchase more real estate. I want more. Because if I can purchase 5 properties, those 5 properties equate to $8,000 a month. Now, that is completely gross, right? That's not net. So mind you, when you own 50 properties and you're making 3 million, you don't really have 3 million. That is gross, not net. So if I want to purchase 5 more properties, then that's about $250,000. You can go to a bank, you can raise the money, or you can OPM other people's money, right? There's various options to go about that. But with me, I like having these houses paid off in cash, because if they're paid off in cash, you don't have to worry about anything. There's no payments, there's no loans, nothing. It's just yours, and you bring all that money, 100% ROI back from that specific property. So that's the goal. Put 2 and 2 together. Trucking makes damn good money. I mean, if you haven't seen the numbers or seen what I've talked about previously, I'm expecting to do about $14,000 to $16,000 starting out in the first month. I firmly believe within 2 months I can do $20,000 a month, because that is the type of money that trucking makes. Now that, once again, is gross, not net. However, if you're smart and you can build the business from the ground up and you make smart decisions, that money is literally going to pool, and that pool is then going to fund real estate. And then, if you see where I'm going with this, real estate can fund racing, can fund the rest of my life, can fund my wife, can fund our kids, can fund my friends, and so on and so on. So trucking is going to fuel the real estate. The real estate is going to fuel everything else passively, racing, all my other ventures, getting my pilot's license, all things that I want to do in life. I have big goals, big dreams, big aspirations, and no one is going to tell me what I can or can't do. This is my life, and it's my decisions on what I do, in the sense that nobody is going to tell me that I can't do something, because if I can't do something, it's because I can't do it, because I said I can't do it, not because you said you or I can't do it. If you see where I'm going with this, it's all about the determination and the mindset that you have. The point is, I just had somebody tell me a few months ago, I don't understand why people think they can do anything they want, because life will always come back and slap you. Life will come back and slap you. But guess what? You can still do whatever the hell you want to do. No one can tell you what you can or can't do in a good, positive way. It's not like your wife can't be like, oh, I don't approve of you doing this. That's not what I'm getting at. That's a whole different context. I'm talking in people saying what you can or can't do. Don't listen to them, because you can. And this right here is the proof. I've been putting the time, been putting the money, and I've been putting the effort into making this come true. And as you see, in just 2 short months, it's already here. Life happens when you move. Hope you guys have an incredible day. Hope this fired you up in some way and passionate about whatever it is that you have been thinking about, have been wanting to do. If you want to do it, go do it. And you know what? Leave it down below in the comments. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you've been working towards? What is it, the business that you've been wanting to do, or the venture that you've been wanting to start? What is it? Let me know down below in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back with you, because that's what this is all about. This community, this channel is all about inspiring people to be the best versions of you, whatever that is. Doesn't matter if you want to make a pet rock, stream Star Wars, play video games, become a baseball player professionally, create a new water bottle. Doesn't matter. Whatever that is, you can do it. Let me know down below in the comments. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And of course, peace out. And remember, you create your own story.